Fayetteville, West Virginia, 1945. Picture a close-knit Italian-American family, the Sodders.
I'm George, the patriarch, a hard-working man with strong opinions.
And I'm Jenny, a pillar of love and resilience.
They're 10 children, full of life and Christmas cheer. The Sodders, despite facing hardships, were living the American dream. Their story, however, took a tragic turn on Christmas Eve, forever etching their name in the annals of unsolved mysteries. Christmas Eve arrived, draped in the warmth of family and festivities. The Sodder family home was filled with the joyous sounds of laughter and the twinkling lights of the season. The younger Sodder children, their eyes sparkling with anticipation, pleaded with their mother for a late-night reprieve from bedtime. They were eager to soak in every moment of the magical night.
My heart melted at their pleas, so I relented, allowing them to stay up past their usual hour. It was Christmas Eve after all, and their excitement was contagious.
The older children, meanwhile, were out enjoying a night of Christmas Eve fun. They were making memories with friends, unaware of the looming tragedy. As the hours ticked by and the night deepened, a sense of unease began to settle over the Sodder home. The festive atmosphere slowly gave way to an inexplicable tension. At approximately 12:30 a.m., the phone rang, jolting Jenny from her sleep. The unexpected call in the dead of night was unsettling.
A woman on the other end inquired about someone we didn't know. Her voice was unfamiliar, and her question seemed out of place. Confused, I told her she had the wrong number. The call left me with a lingering sense of unease.
As Jenny hung up, she noticed an unsettling detail. The lights in the house were on and a strange car idled at the end of their driveway. It was an unusual sight for such a late hour. Dismissing it as a late-night reveler, Jenny went back to sleep, unaware that this seemingly insignificant incident would soon morph into a haunting memory. The night was far from over. Around 1 a.m., a sharp cracking sound and the smell of smoke jolted Jenny awake. The air was thick with the acrid scent of burning wood. The house was on fire. Panic surged through her as she raced to wake up George and the 5 children sleeping upstairs. Every second counted.
George, Marion, and Sylvia managed to escape the inferno. The flames were spreading rapidly, consuming everything in their path. However, the flames, fueled by the strong winds, blocked the staircase, trapping the 5 youngest Sodder children inside. The fire was relentless, and the situation grew dire.
Frantic, George desperately tried to reach his children, but every attempt was thwarted by the intense heat and smoke. His heart ached with helplessness. The fire was too intense. Hope turned to despair as the Sodder home, once a sanctuary of love and laughter, was consumed by the relentless blaze. The night that began with joy ended in unimaginable tragedy, leaving the family shattered and searching for answers. The aftermath of the fire left the Sodder family in ruins, their home reduced to rubble and their lives forever changed. But the mystery was only beginning, unraveling a series of questions that would haunt them for decades. When the ashes settled, there were no remains of the 5 missing children, a fact that defied all logic and expectations. The local fire chief, puzzled by the lack of human remains, began to investigate, delving into the depths of this perplexing case.
Typically, even in the most intense fires, some skeletal remains would be found, providing closure to grieving families. But here there was nothing, not a single trace of the children who had supposedly perished.
The absence of remains raised questions and suspicions, casting a shadow of doubt over the official story. Were the children really inside the house when it burned down, or had they been taken away before the flames consumed everything? Or had something more sinister occurred that night, a dark secret that the fire was meant to conceal?
I saw the children, I'm sure of it. They were with some unfamiliar adults, and it was just so strange.
Reports of sightings began to emerge, each one bringing a glimmer of hope to the Sodder family.
We followed up on every lead, no matter how small. Some seemed credible, others less so, but we couldn't afford to miss anything.
The question on everyone's mind was, why? Why would someone want to take the Sodder children?
There were numerous theories ranging from personal vendettas to more sinister motives. We had to consider every possibility.
We just want to know the truth. We need to understand what really happened. What happened to our children? Where did they go and why can't we find them?
Every night I pray for answers. I hope for a miracle, for some sign that will lead us to them. It's the not knowing that's the hardest. The uncertainty eats away at us every single day.
Decades have passed, and still, we search for the truth. But the mystery remains unsolved. Theories continue to circulate, but the questions linger. What really happened that night?
Whether it was a tragic accident or something more deliberate, we need to know. The Sodder family deserves closure. They deserve to know the fate of their loved ones.
And so the case of the missing Sodder children endures, a mystery that refuses to fade, a haunting tale of loss, hope, and the relentless search for truth. The search continues, driven by love and the need for answers.